board meeting, June 22nd board meeting. Okay, I really am. If we could all stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We did have a brief executive session this evening to look at personnel issues. Now it's the second.
Tony Moscato.
Present.
Danielle Reed. Here. Marilyn Erickson. Present. Sheila Casto. Vanessa Bidwell. Here. Sherry Larson. Here. Jim Cesare.
Here.
Michael Speak is excused. David Sullivan.
Here.
You're going to convert them all.
A quorum exists. Board approval is requested on the meeting agenda as presented. I don't believe there are any additions or amendments. Is there a motion? Danielle? Second? Second. Jim, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, so ordered. Next item, public comments will be heard regarding agenda items that require official action or deliberation. Each person speaking to the board shall state their name, work affiliation, if appropriate, municipality of residence, and taxpayer, and the agenda item that each wishes to discuss. All statements shall be directed to me. No public participant may address or question individual board members. Is there anyone present from the public that would like to speak? No one present. All right. Item 1.6. Did I hear something? No. Okay. 1.6. Board approval is requested on the minutes of the special workshop meeting of June the 8th. The motion. Marilyn, second. Sherry, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and so ordered. Moving on to section 2, personnel. There are no items under section 2. Section 3, administration. 3.1, board approval is requested to renew the agreement with Dickinson Center Inc. to provide the partial hospitalization crossroad services for the 26-27 school year as presented. The two components are the educational agreement and a lunch agreement. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Danielle, second.
This was just a crossroads piece, correct? Okay. I'll second.
Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, so ordered. Item 3.2, board approval is requested to renew the following agreements with the Dickinson Center Inc. for the 26-27 school year as presented: the Student Assistance Program, the Mental Health Liaison Services, Signs of Suicide Prevention Program, which is no cost to the district, Elementary Student Assistance Program, also no cost to the district, and Life and Incredible Years Program, a cost of $26,632. There,
I had a concern.
that's okay. So let's get a motion first. Marilyn, second.
I'll second.
Sheila, threw me off. Properly made and seconded. Question on the motion.
I just had a concern, just because I'm aware that for the prevention programs, they were not actually implementing the classes like they were supposed to be. I just didn't know.
The Life and the Incredible Years is way underutilized and has been for a couple of years now.
They were paying for those or?
Yeah, those are the two we're paying for, 26,632.
they charge us when they come for that? Or how
They
do bill?
charge us that regardless.
So,
It's up to so many hours, so.
we getting up to so many hours? So, I think we spend that money if we're not gonna be here to provide service.
And we don't have to, you can adjust and just accept the SAP, SOS, the signs of suicide, and the elementary assistant without the life and incredible years, you can do that.
We know how many hours they were doing last week.
We do not,
I know about 1/3 of the programs they were supposed to be providing was provided, only because we picked up the slack and actually provided programming and replacement for that.
But we get it on bills, we get them a check twice.
and they bill us
They bill us,
for that amount.
and we're not getting that amount back. That should be an issue.
Which, we do have an open position for a social worker, which could fulfill that in conjunction with other organizations that contribute to programming.
Is there any kind of state Department of Education requirement saying that we have to have this program?
No.
Just in the event that we aren't able to get a social worker, we don't have a contract, that we're okay. Okay.
Sounds like we're giving them money, but we're not getting.
It's a good year for them.
Should we amend that, or what?
You can change it to, you can change your motion, Marilyn, and say that you wish to just approve the no-cost programs, you can just list them.
Amend my motions to change it to the no cost programs and delete the life voters program.
And Sheila, you have to.
Okay.
And you're okay with that as a second?
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So the motion now is just for us to approve the student assistance program, the mental health liaison services signs of suicide program, and the elementary student assistance program. And not approve the life and incredible years program. Everybody good with the motion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, so ordered. Item 3.3, board approval is requested on the Kendall County School District 2627 Safety and Security Plan or report. I'm sorry, I read the wrong one. Safety and Security Report. And this is the one that has to be kind of renewed every 6 months? Or is it
No,
the
this
next
is one annually.
This is annual.
Anthony is our safety and security.
Okay. And then, but the next one has to be every 6 months. Okay. So this is the safety and security report. Is there a motion? Terry, seconded. Danielle, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion?
I got a question, because the next one is, this one is safety and security, and that one is health and security, health and safety. So safety both, are they both the same thing?
One's more of a health and safety, like the safety and security is done for PCCD, correct?
Yeah.
And Anthony is our safety and security coordinator, and he provides that report annually, and it talks about like inspections and drills that we do, those kind of things. The health and safety is more about how we handle contagious diseases, which is also a safety factor, but it's under the health.
Good with that, Marilyn?
Good.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries and so ordered. Item 3.4, board approval is requested to continue with 26-27 health and safety plan. Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Sheila, is there a second?
Second.
Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah. Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved and so ordered. 3.5, board approval is requested to approve the memorandum of understanding between the Pennsylvania State Police and Portland Borough Police Department and the Cameron County School District. Oh, I got it. Is there a motion to approve? Danielle? Sherry seconded? Properly made and seconded? Is there any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries and so ordered. 3.6, board approval is requested to approve the resolution to authorize asset transfer to the trustees of Seneca Highlands Voluntary Employees Benefit Association. Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Sheila, is there a second?
I don't know.
Danielle, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? I believe we talked about this quite a while ago.
This has been a process to transfer from the Seneca Highlands Trust to the Voluntary Employee Trust. So basically, what the issue is that the IU is one of the consortiums, and they cannot house the money, and that's how it has always been conducted. So the money has to come out of their bank accounts and into a separate trust, and that is governed by the employees, like the union, basically. They will govern that. And they will set up, we will still have, say, and I will attend all the meetings, Randy will attend the meetings. I believe our representative that the unions have together picked was Jocelyn Bash. So the three of us can now go to meetings. Every school will have that team of three, but the money will, I think, still going to be managed through the IU, but it's in a separate account. So this is the last stage where they're actually going to take the money out of one account and move it to the other. But every district that is in the consortium has to approve it.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Okay. Is there any other question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4, business. 4.1, business approval. Board approval is requested to pay the bills of the district in the amount of $633,517.66 from the general fund as presented. Their motion.
Motion.
Danielle, second.
Second.
Marilyn, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4.2, board approval is requested to accept the audit for the May 26, 2026 financial report as presented. Your motion? Dave, second.
Second.
Jim, properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries and so ordered. Item 4.3, board approval is requested to adopt the final general fund budget for the 26-27 school year as presented, with expenditures in the amount of $15,857,704, using the amount of property tax reduction allocation for the 26-27 of $696,717 as certified by the Secretary of Education. If that certified tax reduction allocation is reduced, subsequent to the budget adoption, the Board of Directors authorizes the business manager to make the necessary adjustments prior to submission of the final form of the budget to the Commonwealth. Is there a motion?
I'll motion that.
Sheila, is there a second?
I'll second.
Danielle, properly made and seconded. Is there any question on the motion?
Yes, I have some questions.
What do you, that's that related to the budget?
Yeah, I just had some questions.
I got some questions too.
Oh, you don't, you go first, because you might have the same questions. It's just that I had noticed that some of the things that we had budgeted, they had gone over quite a bit on, these, in the summary.
On the budget?
She's talking about the summary budget that you sent us for 26, not, we're voting on the budget for 26, 27.
These I can wait.
Yeah, the board summary, the monthly board summary, not the bill system.
Okay, so those questions would have been for the audit for the May 28th, so we'll backtrack to 4.2 so that you can ask your questions,
Okay.
because that will be for the one before. We've got a motion on the floor for the 26, 27 budget. And if then if we have any questions for that.
Are we gonna,
Backtrack.
We're gonna have to backtrack to
Okay.
4.2 for Sherry's
okay,
questions.
go ahead. Sherry, ask about the audit.
Oh, are we backtracking now?
Sure.
Well, you have the motion, I would finish this one.
That's what I was thinking, let's finish 4.3, and then we'll go back to 4.2, please.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm easy.
My
Marilyn,
question on the budget is on page 12.
Get that from Sherry.
I asked about this in May, I think it was in May. Equipment replacement, last year was 95,000, remember? This year's 114,500. Last year, we included the van in that. We budgeted for a van for that last year's budget. And I was told this year budget included the van too. So if you're gonna buy a van, where do you think that, this year's budget?
Well, I think because we didn't have it, we're so close to the end of the budget, that's why he put it in for next year. We certainly wouldn't buy another van, so it kind of covers whichever time frame we are able to make that purchase, it comes out of the range budget.
So we both connected to buy a van, and we had this year's budget. Right? So we wouldn't need that in 26, 27.
Correct.
So
the funds would be reallocated.
that's fair.
Because I don't want that money in there and have somebody say, well, we got this money in to buy a van, but we can spend it on this. So, yeah.
So that the.
So that's not the equipment replacement, that was only for a van or something?
Yeah, and it's not specific to a van, it's just replacement, so it could be, we could replace
Yeah.
something else. So it's not like in that budget that it says we will buy a van, so if we don't buy a van, it'll be questioned. It's just budgeted like that.
If it said at the May meeting, now increase in case we could not buy a van, we may have to look at it.
Suburban.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it's for a vehicle.
So
Well,
are
then
you,
we would allocate that money, so it's,
we had budgeted 65,000, if I remember correctly. Are you saying you want to see that reduced by 65,000?
Well, no, 114,000, was that just for a vehicle?
I think that was for other things, other necessities the school district might need throughout the year for equipment replacement as it wears out, is my understanding.
yeah.
Page 11.
That's replacement, another one it says repairs maintenance meter. So you want to reduce 114 by 65,000?
Well, that was my question to you. Is that what you want to see?
Anybody else wants it, but that's my opinion.
That makes sense.
So I ran out of the 25-26 budget. We didn't have to include it in the 2027.
Correct.
So where would you reallocate those funds to?
No place. General fund. What do you do? You don't need it.
We would not spend the money, but we do not need to.
Yeah, just because it's in the budget doesn't mean it necessarily has to be spent. The budget's just like forecast.
If you don't spend it, just make your bottom line.
I mean, if you want to take it out of the maintenance fee, if you want to take it out of the maintenance line so that it doesn't get convoluted down the road and we spend it on something that we don't need, we can. But it's not just a matter of reducing the budget by that much money, we'll reallocate it to a different line item.
So what if we had bought a van? Then you would never put that in the.
Yeah, it would have never been put in
It
there.
would never been in budget.
It would have been put
So
somewhere else.
That's bottom line reason, that, well, we wouldn't have to put it in.
So
We don't
I
put
would,
money in someplace we don't need it.
right, if you didn't spend it this year, roll into the general fund, if
We
we
did this
buy it out of the general fund, so you don't need a budget again for next year. Correct?
Right.
The money's gonna be there, it's just you're gonna pull it out of the general fund rather than on a budgeted line item. Correct? And I agree with you, if it's in there as a line item, the chances of it getting spent are pretty high,
Right.
because that's just the way budgets are. So, I agree, I think it should be taken out of the 26-27 budget, because it's already there.
It's gonna be in the general fund,
Either
so we
way,
need
it's gonna
it
be
next
there.
year for.
So you want the whole budget to be reduced by that, not reallocated elsewhere?
You have to move it somewhere. You could move it to, capital reserve, you could the contingency fund.
Took it out, it would balance.
Correct.
The budget has to balance. At least ours does, not everybody's.
So we'll add it, how much did, 114, is that what you said?
No, I think it's 65.
Oh, just the 65, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what was all included in replacement.
So we can move that to the budgetary reserve contingency fund, that way if something does come up next year that we need the funds for, it's already, available.
Did you want to move it to?
It's on page 13, budgetary reserve contingency fund. We'll add it to the $88,304.
Traditionally, what's been done with the budgetary reserve contingency fund, what type of expenditures?
One year we contributed extra money to the, I think, band uniforms or, things that come up that we approach the board for extra funds for, or if something were to break a major expense, we could use it for basically anything the board would approve. And if we don't use it, then it gets rolled over into our capital reserve fund anyways.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be used.
I'm okay with that. Keeps the budget balance. Takes it out of the equipment and moves it to the budgetary reserve. So. Is everybody else okay with that? Not hearing any objection. All right. Let me just get Marilyn's.
So I got one more. You go.
Okay.
Jeff, you want to buy a new lawnmower, right?
What?
You gotta buy a new lawnmower?
Yes,
You bought one last year, what?
yes, we did. We bought one for doing the big areas and that, and then we have a 60-inch that Kubota that's pretty much on its last legs. So we're just trying to maintain our fleet of mowers.
So it's a replacement, right?
That's a replacement, yeah.
I have
my
We've been
question
paying-
kind
We
of
have two,
ties
we have
into
two
that.
back there, we've been paying together for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Just for a perspective, there is roughly 26 acres here, and there's a lot of grass. Don Beckford does a tremendous job mowing. He mows probably 4 out of 7 days a week he mows. So they get a lot of use.
I wouldn't have guessed 26 acres.
And that's what the total facility is on X.
I believe you, I just wouldn't have guessed it. Sherry had a
Oh,
question.
yeah, my question kind of ties into that, is that from my understanding, up until a few years ago, we had our maintenance men actually mowing the grass. I don't understand why we pay somebody outside of the employees to be mowing the grass. And then that also ties into the snow plowing services. Do we get charged from an outside place?
What page
No,
are you on, so everybody
snowplow is
can?
us.
Oh, no, it's on page 11.
Okay,
And don't forget
Snow
his
removal
employee.
is us.
He is an employee of ours that does the mowing.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a part-timer.
A part-time employee. So he gets, when we look at lawn care services,
Lawn care service would be True Green for the front yard and football field.
okay, what about the snow plowing?
Snow plowing, that would be snow removal, is that under?
It's just no fine services.
Snow plowing, I don't have it in front of me, but I'm gonna shoot it off the hip here. That,
That includes the salt.
that's the salt, the calcium, any equipment we have to repair or upgrade.
It's not contracted out.
No, that's
Okay,
not
yeah,
contracted
that's
out.
what I was
Yeah,
wondering,
it's the-
if we contracted out the mowing, the snow plowing, and I didn't understand why we would do that.
No, that's all done by our employees.
Yeah, we spend a lot of hours in the trucks and in the Bobcat.
Bright and early on those days.
Any other questions?
Marilyn, did you say you had a couple? Or were yours answered?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
I thought you had more, I'm sorry.
all right. No other questions? And the budget's still being in balance for the amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's. I would go yes if you vote on it.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Mrs. Bidwell.
No.
Mrs. Erickson.
No.
Ms. Gusto, yes. Mr. Cesarick.
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan.
Yes.
Ms. Larson.
No.
Mr. Moscato.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Speak is absent. 5-3.
5-3, motion carries and so ordered. Moving on to item 4.4, board approval is requested to authorize to implement.
We were gonna go back, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Go back to
I forgot.
4.2
Go
for
back to
Sherry's questions.
4.2. I forgot.
I was looking at the board summary, I apologize for confusing it. But I was confused why, like, some of them are really, way over budget, yes, thank you. Like purchase property services, that was way over budget.
2600 is. So,
I know that some of them, like, we went over budget with our legal fees this year, that would have been under other purchase services. I knew we went over budget on, our audit services, because we had additional audits this year that we weren't anticipating. So that would explain the other purchase services one.
She had on 2,500 personnel employee benefits. That was way over too. Page 3.
I guess my concern with the budget is that if we agree to a budget, how can we possibly be going over almost 200% of what we agreed to? So I guess I was a little bit confused, how we're going over some things by quite a lot of money, actually. And does it come back to the board to get reapproved at any point that?
She has them highlighted if you want to look at them.
Yeah, it'd be helpful if you could email those to me so I could get you answers
Sure.
for the meeting. If you want to give me that, I can get you the answers and email them to the board, so we can go over them at the next meeting.
I guess just a general question would be, like, are we just, we're approving a budget to stay within that budget, but yet some of the costs are exceeding what we've approved. Are we coming back and asking again for approval to increase that line item?
Not specific to the budget. Like, for instance, legal fees, something comes up that we are sued.
Sure.
We don't anticipate that, but our solicitor has to respond. And so that will increase the fees that we did not have in the budget. So anything like that, like a grievance, you guys make a determination, you don't make a determination on X amount raising that you vote on, yes, we're gonna move to do this. Some things like an audit, the state just pulls and says, you're getting a single audit this year. And our auditors have to come in and do that. It's not budgeted because it was not anticipated. We were kind of like luck of the draw, got pulled to do it. And sometimes those audits are very costly. So we can't budget for it, but when the state mandates that we have to go through an audit, we have to pay our auditors. So it's just.
Why did we get audited so many times that it would be?
Well, a lot of it has to do with grants. We go through rotation and they audit our big grants. Big COVID grants are currently going through a cycle of being audited. They all come out clean, but it's extensive for them to look at every line item, get every invoice, get every check that was allocated, was it allocated to the right. So they really scrutinize all of that.
If you get over $750,000 in grants, you have to get a single audit.
Yep.
So, because of COVID, a lot of people exceeded that, and that grant money is still being spent, so they just have to continue to do a single audit each year.
I guess
And most
the
grants,
audit,
like, do their own fiscal monitoring or auditing throughout the year on top of the single audit.
I guess the audit in the legal fees I can kind of understand, but there's other things in here that, like supplies, I mean, employee benefit, like these should be things that,
Employee benefits, I would think would go up health insurance, so health insurance increases.
There wasn't a general complaint, but some made that specific business, wasn't it?
But also, I think, and I mean, those are great questions and send them to Brandy, but I think we're only focusing on what's over budget. I mean, if you look at 1100, the very first one, under personnel employee benefits, we budgeted 2.4. We've only spent 1.8. I mean, there's 635 that we did spend there that is going to balance out what we did spend. So where some of them are overspent, some of them are completely underspent. And that happens sometimes in a budget. Some things you can hit dead nuts on, and some things, it really, when you're budgeting, it's hard to predict what health insurance benefits are gonna go up, is somebody gonna resign in the middle of the year,
a single person that resigns in the middle of the year, we hire somebody that wants a family plan.
Or vice versa, do we have somebody who's on a single plan and then they get married and have a baby within the year? We budgeted for a single plan and now their family plan, those things are always fluid. So,
I guess my point was just that we approve a budget, and when I see that we're going over budget in so many areas, it's concerning because, like I said, nobody's coming back and saying, hey, can we increase this amount in the budget? And I do understand that some things were not spent, so therefore funding was moved around. I really don't know. That's just my point, is that it was concerning, and that's why I couldn't vote to approve the budget. If anyone else has anything to share on that.
Questions, comments? Okay, and you'll provide to Brandy the questions, we'll go back here with something more concrete?
Sure, I can do that.
Very good.
I just wanted to, reiterate that the bottom line, the overall budget, we're not that far off. And there's still deposits coming in, so at the end of the year, it'll be close, but I think we'll still be okay as far as the balanced budget goes. And we can iron out those accounts that you have questions on. There's most likely probably explanations for them, I just don't know all of them off the top of my head, but, we went over a couple of them tonight.
And sometimes we'll get a grant for something and it has to show up that she spent the money, but it didn't necessarily come out of the budget because we wrote a grant, we got a grant, and that money was kind of earmarked for one thing, but it's gonna show up in the budget under the line item that it needs to be allocated to.
A lot of the grants too are on reimbursement. She'll fill out the report at the end and then we'll get the money. So we're spending now to get money later, which might fall into the next fiscal year.
It seemed like there were certain categories that were really over budget. It was 1,100.
We know that cyber school is great.
But I will research those and get back to you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, moving on to 4.4, board approval is requested to authorize the business manager to make the ordinary necessary budgetary transfers in accordance with the requirements of Pennsylvania Department of Education, pay the June and July bills in order to close out the 2025-2026 school. Is there a motion? Danielle, second?
Second.
Dave? Properly made and seconded. Any question on the motion?
So the July bills. We're gonna get a copy of that at our next meeting, right?
Yes.
It's-
That's the July 30th, 31st. 21, and July.
Okay. Any other question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed?
I'm just not comfortable approving something that we don't even know what it is. So,
Very good. Motion carries and so ordered. Moving on to item 4.5, board approval is requested to adopt the following resolution regarding the real estate property tax levy at 45.83 mils. Is there a motion?
motion?
Sheila, there a second? Marilyn, properly made and seconded. All in favor?
You didn't ask questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't hear myself. Any question on the motion?
That's the same what passed in years, hasn't it?
Yes. I mean, that's my understanding. I can't say how many years, but I know it didn't increase
Say
a
a
lot.
lot, yes.
Some years, hasn't it?
Yeah. Somebody at some point in the discussion over the weekend said 16 years, but I don't know if it's been 16 years since.
We raised them once, like,
Okay.
were you on the board meeting?
Yeah, we raised them
Very
once.
early maybe.
Yeah, since I was on the board, so maybe.
Yeah. I I just said I can't confirm or deny that, it could be, but I don't
But we
know.
were advised to base it every so many years, people that didn't have to.
And I think when we raised it, it only turned out to be like $10 a year for,
$20,000 a raise.
yeah, it was like $10 a year per household, it was like a half a
It's a
mil.
fraction of a mil. Gotcha. So I think a mil today raises about 70,000. Used to be 63,000, but I think it's now up to 70. Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4.6, board approval is requested to adopt the following resolutions regarding the earned income tax, realty transfer tax, and the per capita levies. Which I won't read those, but they're available if anybody wants to read them. Is there a motion to approve those, looks like 4 levies?
It just, these haven't.
That's my understanding, yeah. Same as last year. Danielle, is there a second?
I'll say.
Sherry, properly made and seconded. Is there any question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4.7, board approval is requested to adopt the 2026 homestead and farmstead exclusion resolution as presented, pending notice of any final adjustments to the state certified tax reduction allocation. Is there a motion? Danielle, second? Second. Jim, properly made and seconded. Is there any question on the motion?
You know how much it is?
I don't. Brandy, do you know how much?
No, we're with InfoCon right now. I don't know if they're mixing them.
Okay, thank you. You don't know yet, but you will.
Make them to vote on it? We don't know how to read.
We have no control over how much
Yeah.
that is. That's a mathematical formula. We
I
have
know
no
that.
choice.
And it does reduce property taxes for everybody by a certain amount, whatever they allocate to us.
I didn't know if we'd have to have actually the resolution.
Oh.
I don't, have you ever had the resolution in front of us?
We just started talking about what the amount was. Sorry, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not the fantastic amount, but, it is.
I don't know. I mean,
Pardon?
do we have to have, does it have to be voted on this meeting?
We can vote on it.
It'll just delay when the bills go out.
I'm fine voting.
Okay.
That.
Well, that's a fair question.
Yeah.
Is there any other question? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. Item 4.8 is the approval to purchase a van. We did receive 2 bids, one from, I think it was Wolfington, and one from Allman.
We got 2 bids.
Oh, yeah, 2 bids from Allman. So the bid from Wolfington was on a 2022 Sunset 9-passenger van, it's 55,000 miles, at a bid price of $65,000. And Allman had 2 vans. They had a 2024 Chevrolet Express, which I believe is a 10-passenger, that has 7 miles on it. 7, yeah. Van had an MSRP retail price of $66,998. It had a discount, a selling price of $61,500. And then there was a CoStar price, which brought the price of that down to $58,500. It comes with Pennsylvania municipal plate title registration, it's a 5-year, $100,000 Chevy powertrain warranty. Price includes delivery of van and paperwork to the Cameron County School Districts. The other end was a 2025. It had 319 miles on it. It had a MSRP of $68,998. With a $2,273 discount, brought the selling price down to $66,725. And then the CoStar rebate of $3,200 brought the price of that to $63,525.
This is 10 passenger.
That was a 10-passenger also, yes. The recommendation, I believe, is on the 2024 Chevrolet Express with 7 miles on it. It is, if you care, Summit Light, as opposed to a bright yellow bus, which is what the 2025 was. And it comes in well under our $65,000 budget allotment at $58,500. That's the recommendation.
What kind of equipment does it have on it, you know?
Excuse me?
What kind of equipment does it have on, just like a standard?
It has, like your backup camera, all the standard protocol, and then it also has, like your safety flares, a first aid kit, things like that.
This includes, we're gonna bring it down and everything, I know the paperwork, is that right?
Yes.
If you bought a white truck, right, is that correct? I think we had a bit of first relationship.
Yeah.
This is, I think, almost yearly, right? Yearly. Is there a motion on the 2024?
Okay, hold it.
Okay.
Okay, board approval is requested to purchase 10 pension fan in the amount of $58,500 for Chevy Express. Chevy, do I gotta put the number in the minutes?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna read anyway.
Okay, Chevy Express 2024, 7
Okay,
miles.
so that is the motion. Is there a second? Dave seconded it. Properly made and seconded. Is there any discussion, question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries so ordered. And thank you to Rhonda and Jeff for finding a deal on the good van. Item 4.9, board approval is requested to sell or donate old gym wall mats. You can't imagine they're worth a lot of money, but maybe they are. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Dave, is there a second? Jim? Properly made and seconded. Is there any question on the motion?
Sorry, little ones out in the hallway?
Yeah.
Well, you had to say, whether you want to sell them, are we voting to sell them, or you want to vote? So we, once we decide, or?
Normally, we sell, if you can sell them, get money, you will if,
I had someone approach me, said they knew somebody that may be interested in either buying them. I mean, I don't think they're gonna be worth too much, as they're purchasing and, you know, the vinyl on this part, you know. But that's why we put it in as sell or donate, so I'm gonna, you know, if it's approved, I'll reach out to that person, see what they, can come look at them, see what they offer. And then
I
if
should
not,
say who else asked, which would be a donation.
yeah, the other would be a donation.
It would be to the baseball softball field. They asked if we were going to dispose of them with living at them, which we donated to them before because we used those fields as a school.
I think that would be the way to go.
I don't want to have somebody who say, I want to buy them, and then 2 weeks later, someone says, well, I want to buy them, I can figure it out. So if you want to donate it, I can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if it was somebody just asking for them, it might be a different, but the fact that they're asking, the softball and baseball fields are asking for them, and that we utilize that, and we try to, we don't pay rent on it, and they they accommodate our kids' schedule here.
I think if
and
you
work
wanna
around
sell
us.
them, you should put it out for sale, but you wanna donate, they want, they can get, I would like to donate them to this, if they want. But I think if you wanna sell them, I think we have to put it out.
Put it out. Yeah, that's how they have to do it.
You guys made the motion, seconded it, are you okay with just donating?
Fine with pressing out south.
Okay, okay.
What
We're gonna
equivalent to donation?
Additionally, they would perhaps help keep our children safe.
Yeah. Both of us.
Okay, so,
Watch out.
We don't, I didn't hear what.
we're gonna donate.
They're gonna donate, so
Donate,
they're gonna
yeah,
vote
I'll
on
reach out
it
to
if
them.
they
I'll
need
reach
to.
out to them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, so ordered. Under old and new business, I was approached by Josh Dukel. He is working with thank you, Potter County Commissioner, to support House Bill 2141, which is legislation in support of increasing the payment in lieu of taxes. House Bill 2141 is sponsored, prime sponsor is Marty Causer. And it would amend an act of April 9th, 1929. And the letter, which was posted online there, you can see, talks about how the state makes a lot of money off timber revenue and oil and gas mineral rights, and gives back very little to communities that have high percentages of state land, such as Cameron County. So this would increase to counties, municipalities, and school districts revenue that the state generates off of these lands. I don't see any downside in supporting this, but I wanted to bring it to the board. I told Josh I would do it. We have a meeting Monday night. He said, that's fine, let me know after the meeting. So I don't know if you feel predisposed or opposed. We can go back and say we support it, we can put it on our letterhead, not specifically asking for a resolution, just a letter of support.
So what is the purpose of this?
So, every year the state, from the revenue they get from the state game land, state forest and all that, pay counties, school districts, and municipalities so much per acre. I forget what it is. When I started as a commissioner, it was all at 20. It's a lot more than that now, but, is it that much now?
It's still pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, compared to what a landowner, a private landowner pays in taxes, it's a bit. But this would, if this passes, the state would somehow come up with a formula, who knows what that is, to pay counties, municipalities, and school districts more money generated from
The gas bills and the
timber.
timber
The revenue,
revenue,
Yeah.
yeah.
but the state forest limits.
Yeah,
So,
All
yeah.
that revenue from state forest goes into general fund.
yeah,
Goes to the governor's fund. He reallocates that. So basically, you want to tax
no.
or
We
support.
want them, we want to support them giving us more money, so the state would get less money.
Because we don't get property, like Philadelphia, they have a lot of property tax money. They don't have a lot of state land.
True.
How much of a county
Oh,
is state land?
gosh, really?
75% or something, or?
It's a lot, it's, I thought 60-some percent.
No, it's over 70.
Is it over 70?
Because when you sent me this letter, I looked it up, yeah.
Okay,
The Elk State Forest is 217,000 acres.
yeah.
That encompasses Elk County, Cameron County, some McKean, Potter, Gwinnett, Clinton.
Now, if you compare this to what the federal government gives, like McKean and Warren County for federal forests, you're still getting a bit.
And some of that's Allegheny National Forest.
That's what I meant, Allegheny
Right,
National, yeah. But it's Warren and McKean counties in this area. Federal government pays, is more generous than the state government. You know, in one way, it's robbing from Peter and paying.
That's all, it's gonna shift funds from one area to another. so.
Yes. Yes. Will the state then, because they are minus revenue, increase taxes? I don't know. But I think it's,
They'll just reallocate
yeah,
from one.
Peter's call.
And we just want the new vehicle by next year.
Yeah.
That's what it's done to.
So, again, I told Josh I'd bring it to the board and see what we say.
I should support it.
Okay? Board, support,
For support.
I would say.
you say, okay. As a retiree, do I have to? No. I think that the majority of the board is in support of. Okay, I will let Josh know that. If we could put this on letterhead.
Change obviously lost.
Right.
Yeah, I'll change that.
Yeah,
So I don't have this as camp.
right, very good. Okay. There's nothing else under old business, nothing under informational. Is
Can
there
I
one-
ask something on the
Sure,
We're gonna have the no cell phone policy on the next agenda?
that's my understanding. Yes. And we're ready to go. That's for July 1.
Do we have to decide what do we have to decide then if we're buying bags, lockers? Do you guys have that planned out, or?
You budgeted money for it, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what, that's our safety.
Part of our safety grant, put it in that safety grant. Yep, we can discuss it.
Is our cell phone policy gonna include Chromebooks?
Well, it doesn't right now, but if you want us to do something with that, it will be hard to omit them 100% because sometimes teachers need that.
I think if anybody might look at other districts, no cell phone policy and look at ours, put it on the, why don't you send out that policy to everybody again? And if anybody has any questions, or you can look at districts, I don't know, St. Mary's, Bradford, Hot Albert. Here,
Why would you include Chromebooks?
Because they can get on other platforms on the.
And where,
Technology can.
and where I think where I think
Go on to any
techno-
site.
where I think technology is really, really good, and I don't think it should be eliminated completely. I do think that there's a lot of learning, a lot of mislearning opportunities because of technology. I think we rely too much on the Chromebooks instead of having a balance.
It's not the same thing. You just comment on, because you can filter, you can block anything from anywhere, so
You can,
you can, yeah. So
I-
you
I
can
mean,
limit exactly what any
and-
student can actually reach.
but the kids are savvy and can break that.
You're saying that they're more savvy than our technology group, is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, well, they have been in the past, I'm just saying, they've been pretty sneaky.
I think the Chromebooks though. I think
My
that-
kid's not innocent, so.
I think the Chromebooks are needed because the state has moved to state online testing. I think you're perfectly right, but the Chromebooks we can see what's on their screen at any time. So I think, and I can shut it down. So I think that's the difference. I cannot see their cell phone. I cannot hear them playing music. I cannot control what they are messaging to another student on social media, which they're causing issues with. We don't have control of that. But the Chromebooks, they cannot message each other. They cannot post on social media platforms. They can email each other, but we catch it. There's so much that we catch with the Chromebooks, and I think if we just focus, if everything goes towards them, it might provide a little bit of help to us, because we catch a lot of things that, they email to their friends and things like that, so. I think because we have that control, like Dave was saying, over the Chromebooks, I think excluding them right now would be, the policy needs to focus on.
I don't
I
think
mean,
we
I
should.
like reducing them, I'm not saying-
I don't think we should exclude them, I mean, I wasn't asking excluding them
Yeah.
completely. I was just inquiring to reducing some of the, I think sometimes
I
we
think
can
that's an
become
expectation.
too reliant on learning via technology-wise as opposed to
Yeah, I agree,
learning.
and I think that's an expectation we ask of our teachers.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to adjourn? Danielle, Sherry, properly made and seconded, all in favor? Opposed, motion carries so ordered. Thank you all for coming. July the 20th, we have one meeting. I know, sad about that, we had two